So if you're watching this today and you're lonely as a man, if you don't have close friends, if you don't have close family, if you spend most of your time by yourself watching content online, you game and you have some friends online, but inside you feel lonely, you feel like isolated, you feel like you live an existence that's displaced from others around you. I just want to apologize on behalf of men and older men around you. Like, that is not okay. You should have been prepared better. And the reason why many young men might be like you today and are feeling alone is because we were never taught that friendship was important, and we were never taught that actually we needed to fall and fail in community, and we needed to feel in community. The story that we were given, that feelings were feminine and that we couldn't take our feelings to our friends, was kind of forced down on us by our fathers. And that forced us in many ways into places of isolation. And I want to apologize to you for that today. Sincerely, that is a problem. The part that you're going to have to take responsibility for if you're alone today is that a big part of the data that shows why men are alone today is because they're taking the easy route out. And this is a manifestation of living our lives online. You know, what social media has brought us is many good things, but one of the worst things about it is it's made community easy, too easy, and it's made it safe. So the friendships and the community we can keep at a distance. And it's actually trained us through repetition to live in this world where we have the feeling of friendship, but we have none of the substance, which is why many men feel desperately alone. And so the solution to that, through the process of initiation, is called foraging. Is foraging. And so my definition of foraging is anything that doesn't have an online store. If you are going to get happy, you're going to have to fail, you're going to have to feel your way through that, and you're going to have to do that in community. And that's not going to happen without trying. And the way to get yourself out of this habit of thinking that friendship has to be easy, on your terms, safe, is to start doing hard things. And what is foraging? Well, foraging is going back to older ways of doing things, not because they're easy, but in fact because they're hard. Not because they're easy, but because they're hard. So where do you start if you're going to forage? Well, there's many ways. Personally, I started with growing plants. I lived in a block of flats. I was in a desperate place, alone, drinking too much, addicted, numbing myself with endless binge watching of series. And so I just started growing plants. And in that process of connecting with the natural world, I actually started to heal. My body started to slow down. I started to feel natural rhythms, and it forced me into a situation where today I hunt for my own food. I spearfish for my own food. My wife and I make bread at home. We have a farm up in the mountains, and we've created a reality where the natural rhythms of the world are more important to us than the online rhythms. And so that has created a construct or a space for good relationships. And so if you're there today and you're watching this and you're thinking like, how do I get alone? How do I find community? The starting point is retraining yourself that actually the world happens slowly and things are hard. And so it's about disconnecting from the online reality, not entirely, through the process of foraging. So start to make bread. Start failing with bread. Start looking for food. Start growing your own food. Start experience the process of what our forefathers did to find food in the natural world. And I promise you that when you start to disconnect from the effortless, easy reality of the modern world and train yourself through repetition of foraging, you will create a mental space that will allow you to get into deeper friendships. It'll allow you for your friends not to be perfect. It'll allow you to live in spaces of community that are unsafe. Friends are unsafe. And it's an essential part of preparing for the future, is disconnecting from our modern reality and allowing ourselves to go backwards into older ways of life.
Let go and love.